ago today, on the very day that he died, that perhaps the true impact of John Lennon's brilliance was felt. On December 8th, 1980, Mark David Chapman gunned down the former Beatle outside his New York apartment building. His wife, Yoko Ono, at Lennon's side. Word of his death immediately reverberated around the world. Fans gathered outside his apartment, crying and singing his many songs for days. Now, a decade and a half later, his contribution to the world of music and to us all is still being celebrated with a new Beatle release that's currently #1 in the Billboard charts. And today, another tribute, a worldwide postal celebration, the biggest one ever. Stamps from 8 countries will be unveiled at a ceremony at New York's Hard Rock Cafe later this morning. For a preview, we are joined by Lonnie Ostrow, the events coordinator and public relations director. Certainly, it's one of the red letter days of your life. It's a huge event. It's got a lot bigger than stamps.
It really is, and this is one of these events that has never been done before because I guess there really was never anyone before like John Lennon, somebody who the whole world was impacted when we lost him, and now here it is 15 years later and the whole world is coming together again to remember him by paying tribute with postage stamps.
Let's go back to the beginning. I guess 4 countries wanted to do something with stamps and you guys got involved.
Yeah, well, we represent over 65 governments around the world, and what's happened is we help them with their designs, with their production of the postage stamps and actually their distribution. When we were contacted by 4 of our nations about a year ago letting us know that they wanted to pay tribute to John Lennon this year with a stamp, we immediately said, wow, what an interesting idea. 4 countries want to do this. So we went out and we issued a press release stating that there would be 4 doing it, and our agency was just overwhelmed with requests by countries from all over the world, some we've worked with before, some we've never worked with, asking to take part in this. And the end result are these 8 countries coming together today to issue these stamps to remember John.
The event's still a few hours away, but we have some of the stamps. Some have been seen in some form, some have not. So we're going to look at some of the stamps right now.
Great.
And you can tell us about where they are, what they come from. This one, Palau, is, I guess, Palau is the newest country?
The newest member of the United Nations, that's right. And it's also, they've chosen an early image of John Lennon. This is the 2nd entertainer they've chosen to honor, Elvis Presley being the first. And it's the youngest picture of John of all of those that have been used in these postage stamps in this tribute.
Okay, as we go on to the next one now, this comes from Mali.
Yeah, now if you see in the corner there, of course, that's John Lennon's famous self-portrait. And we worked a little bit with the John Lennon estate in helping to put this event together. And one of the things they liked about the idea was getting a chance to use John's artwork on these postage stamps, and hence you see that here.
You were saying it's odd the United States not having a stamp that people can't run to the post office and buy these. As we look at Guyana here, where do people get these stamps from now?
Well, they could write to our organization. We're the Intergovernmental Philatelic Corporation, and we're at 460 West 34th Street in New York City. And people could write to us and we'll tell you how you can get your set of these stamps. They're, as you see, pretty interesting. Okay, and the event this morning, we're going to have celebrities from everywhere. Tell us about who all will be playing today. Sure. Well, first of all, I got to tell you that Cousin Brucey, the great legendary Cousin Brucey of CBS FM in New York, is going to be hosting this event, and he's the one who was very instrumental in helping to popularize the Beatles when they first came here. He'll host it, and then there's also going to be various diplomats from around the world representing the different countries. Also, we'll have Peter Noon from Herman's Hermits will be there to perform, as will the great Dion DiMucci, Mary Wilson of the Supremes, and a lot of these performers will also be unveiling the stamps along with the governments. Leslie Gore will be there. It's going to be a great tribute to John. Incredible. We've got some more stamps to show the folks as well. Other countries, did they want to get more countries? Were there countries you had to turn down? Yeah, well, what happened here was when we started out, we knew that there was going to be several countries who couldn't do a stamp for various restrictions and regulations, like, for example, if a person had to live in a certain country, if a person had to be, gone for a certain amount of time, or for whatever reason they couldn't do it this year. However, because this is the 15th anniversary and we wanted it to be issued on the date when the whole world came together to remember John, we set regulations and guidelines that it had to be ready to be issued on that date. On this day, as we're seeing 2 more, Nicaragua went by there, and Azerbaijan, you said the first Russian country? The very first Russian republic to be issuing a legal tender postage stamp of John Lennon. It makes quite a statement because John Lennon, of course, really a man of peace and love, and he represents so many things, and Azerbaijan, a country with a little bit of internal strife, to have a stamp of John Lennon, it certainly makes a statement for them. Okay, the Intergovernmental Philatelic Corporation, Lonnie Ostrow. I said it right. We certainly thank you for joining us this morning. Big event later today, folks. It's going to be a big day here in New York City once again. And thanks for joining us. We're going to take a break. Be right back. This is CBS News Up to the Minute.